I don't want to beat around the bush with this video. It's one that I've been wanting to record for some time. I think, we all as human beings have that at least like couple people that have significantly impacted our lives. There are a variety of people that have impacted your life. It goes without saying that there are a couple people that I significantly remember having an impact on my life. And, I just wanted to make this video mainly because it will actually be uploaded on my birthday, which is, oh my gosh, tomorrow. Can't say enough how much this person really does mean to me. And, I've actually become a good friend of theirs over the course of the time that I spent, getting to know this person. And the person I am referring to is Christine Cabanos, most notably for Mako from Kill la Kill, Minori from Toradora, Sailor and Saturn from Sailor Moon Crystal as well. And then you also have Chiaki from the Danganronpa series, and many more to actually name. But I think, when I first met her, which was back in March, at the first event, I did a whole video on this. You can check it out if you want. But it was like, oh my gosh, whoa, I get to meet her for the first time, and it was just so overjoyous. And it was like that, fan sort of reaction that you would get from, just meeting your favorite person that you've looked up to for so many years. And that feeling, was still there when I met her again in this past convention that I went to, which was Fan Fusion in Arizona. Going into it, it was like a whole 3 days. So I went to the panel, her panel, with Susie as well, which is obviously another voice actor that has so many other roles, most notably for Vila from Genshin Impact, and Makina from, obviously, the most notable one, Chainsaw Man, and so many other roles. These voice actors, they're amazing. I have to say it that much. It's a different scenario when it's like a pop-up sort of meet and greet event. You don't really get that much info and talk about, getting to know the person on like an actual person level, because, that's the thing about fame. You are more looked at for what you are known for rather than what you've been through, And I think part of the journey is what's happened. And I think that really defined that weekend for me when I did meet Christine again. Not as a fan, but to actually get to know the person. And her panel was so cool, and I asked a lot of questions. I have so many memories that some of it I will keep to myself. And I think growing up, obviously I knew her for like the character of Minori Kushieda from Toradora. Mind you, that's one of my favorite female pro tag characters from any sort of anime. I'll literally put that on everything, no matter what anyone else says. That's just how I feel. But I think with Christine and this matter of a weekend, there are some things that I won't talk about because I wanted to keep it personal to myself. Learning about her experience and the role of voice acting and how much that has impacted her life in so many ways. And at the end of it all, it was a matter of being able to share two different life experiences and actually becoming a pretty cool friendship. It's honestly like something that I've always, wanted from someone that I've always looked up to, and it really does mean a lot to me that I was able to like build a friendship off of that. And that's something that I'll always cherish for the rest of my life, because growing up I've always not had that many friendships due to my speech impediment, as I was in special education for the majority of my middle school years. It's a long story, but for the main part of this video, I just wanted to watch along with you guys, because I've only watched this like 3 times. Me showing her the most limited edition of my second anime, Toradora, which, I watched this anime back when I was like 10, so like being able to show, and I already have her signature and everything. For the most part, I wanted to go into this event just wanting to get to know the person behind the voice, behind the experience, because this is another person just like the rest of us in this world. So you got to give credit to the person because they've been through so much. So with that being said, let's just get straight into the footage that I have, because it's really long and really cool, and by the end of it, I might be crying at the end of this video. I don't know. Whatever happens, but yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so for this video, it's actually unlisted, so no one's gonna ever be able to get this footage, and there are like at least 5 minutes worth of footage on this specific video that I recorded from the event. Most of it I probably might not show, like all of it, because there are some parts that are personal to me, and I didn't want to really share those parts, because once again, like it's one of the most bestest friends that I've ever made in my life. So like I hold that stuff dear to my heart, and I didn't really want to show all of it, but I will show what I said I was going to show, which was the limited edition. So let's actually get straight into it. Okay, so with a grain of salt, there is a very fun reference she makes, because I went to her panel, so you'll kind of see what she says about that.
I was gonna say, when I saw you in the line for the panel, I was like, you look so familiar.
So she basically refers to, when I asked the questions at the panel, some of the questions involved like, what was your most disliked part of Minori, which I know she was like, oh, but then again, she was like, oh, her bottling up her feelings was like kind of, not good to do in a sense. So like getting that insight about the character was pretty cool. But I was really happy that she recognized me, because I went to her event in the past, and I thought that was really, really cool that she recognized me. So thank you, Christine.
So what are we doing for the video? Did you just be opening it?
Yeah, so you'll be looking at this.
Okay,
it's
cool.
actually the most limited edition of
Is it
the
really?
Japanese. I sort of explain it.
This is the Japanese one?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh,
This one's
it's
cool.
even like, it's fuzzy on the inside.
Yeah. And the cool thing about this is that it has... it's encapsulated in this box. It's very minimalistic, and it like when you touch the fur, it actually feels like very fuzzy, and it looks like Tiger, based on Taiga's character, which is pretty cool.
Oh my gosh. What does this come with?
So I sort of explain it.
Yeah, there's like these cool embossings.
Embossings.
Does it explain each episode and stuff like that? Oh wow.
That's cool. It's all in Japanese. I'm trying to learn it.
That's so cool. I know I used to know Japanese better, but I'm very rusty.
Yeah. That's the thing about me. I'm still trying to learn Japanese, and it's one of the most like difficult things to learn is another language. Another language is so difficult to learn, because you're dealing with another set of a culture. It's not just a language, it's a culture. So the fact that she says her Japanese is kind of rusty was pretty interesting to me, because I think she did state that she has been to Japan before, and it was such a cool experience that she sort of explained to the audience. I won't go into it because it's like you had to be there to really get the whole gist of the story, and I could go on forever, but that's her experience, and yeah, that's cool to her. But yeah, it was pretty cool, and the fact that she sort of mentioned that, it was awesome.
Oh, I love all the illustrations. There's
She's
some
never
that I haven't
seen.
even from the internet on here.
Yeah, there was some that she hadn't
that's, like,
seen.
crazy.
Oh, it looks like a newspaper.
Yeah, those are like the newspapers from the actual anime.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're like, oh, we spotted Ami at the. Yeah, that's so cool.
You can have.
See, that's a funny thing though. Like, there are some moments that are not in this footage that really I could say so much more, but you know, I about her experience with Torador, because I know there was so much that is not shown to the public that I kind of wanted to keep to myself. So that's why I'm like, so kind of like being very giggly at this moment, because there's some stuff that I know, but I'm not gonna say it because I kind of want to just, you know, keep those memories of what they thought about my favorite series, you know, was. And it was cool that she referenced to Ami's newspaper, because that was an actual thing in the anime when they're at the table. I think this was like when they introduced Ami for the first time. It was a cool episode because, you know, you see Ryuji looking at the newspaper and it sort of has that same design, which is really, really awesome. And yeah, once again, I'm trying to learn the language, so hopefully I learn it one day
Oh my
to
gosh.
actually read it.
It's like a full-on, you know,
Oh my god, that's so
retelling
cool.
of the story in like a newspaper.
How neat. Where did you get it?
It was actually on Amazon, so that was really, really pricey, I should
Yeah,
say.
okay. Oh, I'm sure. It's because like it's just like
Was
imported.
it was
Right?
it was
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the Blu-ray. Now the Blu-ray, it only has a Japanese dub,
Oh,
so
okay.
it doesn't have like the English dub,
English
I
dub?
should say.
But
Yeah.
it's beautiful. Why didn't ours get this big of a box?
That's the thing. I didn't react to this because I kind of was like in my own sense, because this was the first time that I had met her in quite a while, so I was still like on that fan, you know, just atmosphere, in that fan atmosphere. I wasn't in that, you know, trying to get to know the person sort of atmosphere at the time, like as a friend, rather than a fan. But it I don't understand why they never made like the English version in this sort of, you know, atmosphere, like the design, the limited edition of the English, you know, version. If you do buy the most limited edition Blu-ray for like the English, it's not set up this way. So like that's one thing I can't understand. Maybe it's because it was originally made in Japan and, you know, they get more exclusive stuff to anime specifically, so I think that's something that has to do with it. But either way, you know, I wish they could do that here for us in the States as well. I mean, come on, man. Come on, Crunchyroll. Get on your game. I'm just kidding. But it's worth noting that maybe one day in the future we could actually get some anime that have this sort of treatment with their English Blu-ray disc, you know, special editions, you know?
I like these illustrations
Yeah.
too. I
And
like that they're glossy.
it actually
They are.
doesn't
They are.
have subtitles, so I'm trying to
Oh,
learn
it doesn't?
Japanese
Oh,
to
wow.
actually like listen and watch it
Yeah.
in the original.
Oh, amazing.
But
That's so cool.
So I don't want to actually show this part because it's more personal to me, that I shared with Christine, but it has to do, you know, with her voice lines that she's done in the past. And so like I wanted to really ask the question, and I go into a whole story about this within the part that I don't really want to show, but it has to do with like what sort of, well, I'll go ahead and let myself explain in the video.
because growing up, I only watched like Toradora when I was like a lot younger back then. So like when I was watching it, you know, I felt weird when I tried to watch anything else that was like other than, you know, Toradora, because I had such an attachment to the, you know, character. And I actually wanted to ask you a question of which anime do you think I should watch that has your
like a
voice?
similar vibe that has me in it?
Well, not a similar. It's completely different from another.
Oh, completely different.
Yeah, like that's.
That's the interesting thing too, because, you know, I don't know if anyone else can relate with this. I was one of those kids that really was attached to a certain character, and if I tried watching anything else that had the same voice actor, but like, you know, a different character, it was always, you know, I don't know. I grow so much of an attachment to like this other character that I just feel like I'm betraying the other character. So I don't know. Maybe it's something that is only me, but I don't know if anyone else can relate with this. If you can, please leave a comment down below. I mean, I don't know. I think that that's just maybe a me thing, but even then, I am very wholeheartedly saying this with the fullest of heart that, you know, I really wanted to know what other character could I actually, you know, get into their series that is from the same voice actor, because I really do admire her work. So like that's something that I really wanted to get from, you know, the actual person performing you know, these roles, because I've honestly always wanted to, you know, look into another character that she's done that was very different. The answer is very interesting. There's so many characters that she could have recommended, but there was one.
Oh, so I don't sound like Minori.
So completely different.
One of my most different voices is when I'm Mistress Nine in Sailor Moon. When I'm Sailor Saturn, and then I turn into the villain.
I actually have the complete edition of Sailor Moon.
Oh, do you?
Dub on the
I
DVD.
do.
Oh yeah. If you
do.
watch Crystal, that's probably the most different that I sound
I
from
do.
Minori.
I have that one.
But
So that was the one thing that I wanted to ask, and I did. I got the answer. I actually have it, so let me actually show it real quick. So this is actually the full edition of Sailor Moon there. You have pretty much like the original Sailor Moon right here. It's all dubbed right there, as you can tell. So definitely I'm gonna be watching this sometime soon. It has Sailor Moon, Sailor Moon R, Sailor Moon S, Sailor Moon Super S, Sailor Moon Stars, Sailor Moon Crystal, which is the one she mentioned, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then you have Sailor Moon R Promise of the Rose. It's a movie. You have another movie, Hearts and Eyes. And then you have Black Dream Hold, the movie. And then Sailor Moon Eternal. And these are all like movies, as you can tell right there. And yeah, this is the complete edition of Sailor Moon. I'm keeping my promise. I will literally watch this one day. So yeah, hopefully I can get my thoughts about this eventually in time, because it's going to be a very, very long watch. But the final thing that I sort of wanted to, you know, talk about was, you know, the one thing that really I can say that is like a birthday present to me. And honestly, I've only heard this like line twice after like listening to it back, or I think 3 times. I've only heard it like 3 times, and each time it makes me cry. I don't know why. But I basically had Christine perform one of her lines of Minori Kushieta from Toradora. I know it's a very big open setting when I asked her, because we're at a booth at a convention, so it's kind of loud. But then again, I was like, you know, when this happened, my ears were, I kid you not, they were closed in and like really wanting to hear this. And I'm so glad I have a good mic on my camera, so that was really wonderful that I was actually able to capture it, and you will hear it, and it's I might as well play it.
the last thing is I had a voice line.
Oh, sure.
A voice line, yeah.
So you know the scene. I'm pretty sure you know the scene.
Oh yeah. When she's like, yeah. Punches his face.
I didn't know if you wanted to read it.
Let's see. I decided to save my money and go to college. One with an awesome softball team. I'll play internationally and tell the world, this is the happiness I chose. I got it, on my own. My stubbornness gave me determination to move on. I decided to keep doing my best no matter what anyone said. So now, if you see me and I'm struggling or suffering, it's only because I'm determined to succeed, and I know it'll be worth it. Good?
As soon as it cuts off, I immediately started crying. Like I try not to tear up. I really did. And I was like, oh, it's making me emotional. And that's the part that was cut out. And she was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. It's been such a long time coming, and like, not even as a fan, but getting to know her over the course of time was pretty cool, because I went back for a picture, and then eventually the last day I went to talk more, about our both personal lives, and it was awesome. And that quote from Minori, and that being one of her favorite characters she's ever voiced, and for particular reasons that I will not share, really hit me in the heart, like in a good way. And the thing that I think about is, more recently, I talked about my own experiences, and in recent times, there has been, uh, a lot of change, I should say, and like the change that I am talking about, goes without saying, and I can't say how much of an impact this person has had on my life, and the fact that they may not even know me, but the least I can do is share some stuff, which I did, and we became cool friends, and eventually, if she wants days come back to like another like convention, I will definitely go, because I respect Christine, Erica, Harlacker, as well as Cassandra Lee Morris, which I'm actually wearing some of her merch right now. So that is something that I'll always keep dear to my heart, because that quote is something that I will always live by. And hearing those words being said in a fashion like that within the month of my birthday, and Minori's birthday is actually on the 23rd, which I did tell her about that, and she was like, "Oh, happy birthday, Minori!" So that was pretty cool. Her birthday's on the 23rd. Mine is, the day of this video is being released, and I can't say how much more, this really meant to me as a birthday present. I didn't really want much for my birthday, and that's just something I'll always keep dear to my heart. And there's nothing much more I can really ask of myself, or from ask of anyone for my birthday, because I hold memories so much more than anything that I have in my life, and that'll always reign true for the rest of my life. But with that being said, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this sort of video where you've seen some sort of background of my convention experience when I went to one more recently. I really had a lot of fun there. I met Erica again, that was really cool, and I also met Christine, so my favorite VA. So I really do appreciate both of them for giving their time to talk to us as fans, talk to us as people, talk to us as friends. It really does mean the world that they're so kind and so grateful of their fans, and just grateful of the happiness it's created for everyone. And I just can't say thank you enough. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment down below your guys' thoughts and opinions. I would definitely love to hear them, especially in this video. And with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Take care and peace.